Good Tuesday morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by the Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Joe Everett. Well, today is National Agriculture Day. Each American farmer feeds more than 165 people, which is a dramatic increase from 25 people in the 1960s. Quite simply, American agriculture is doing more, doing it better, and getting the job done. I want to thank all you folks out there working in agriculture today for your hard work, not only here in the Buckeye State, but our country and the entire world. A quick calendar reminder, our next monthly check-in at Farm Credit Mid-America will be on Thursday. Now looking at some of your agricultural news headlines. Well, the USDA is ending 2 pandemic-era programs that provided more than $1 billion for schools and food banks to purchase food from local farmers and producers. About $660 million of that went to schools and child care centers to buy food for meals through the Local Foods for Schools program. A separate program provided money to food banks. The USDA said the programs are a legacy of the pandemic and no longer supported the agency's priorities. The COVID era is over. USDA's approach to nutrition programs will reflect that reality moving forward, said a USDA spokesman in a statement. Proposed spending cuts to fund Republicans' tax bill include raising the poverty level needed for schools to provide universal free meals without an application, restricting eligibility for food assistance programs, and requiring income verification for free or reduced price school meals. 2 proposals for cutting costs would also likely cut out eligible families from accessing food, the School Nutrition Association said. Now let's check in with Dusty Sonnenberg for an update from his time at the Commodity Classic.
I'm joined today by Tara Durbin. We are at the Farm Credit booth, Tara, with Farm Credit Mid-America. Tara, we're at Commodity Classic, a big show, a lot of people here, a lot of people swinging by the booth today.
Yes, we've had a really busy day today, a lot going on, and really glad that Farm Credit's here. We're always here at Commodity Classic. It's important that we are here at Commodity Classic. You know, not only customers and producers that we serve are here, but also our industry partners are here as well, and it's important for us, especially as we think about current economic conditions in agriculture, to showcase our financial strength as a farm credit system, as a cooperative, and that we are here to serve customers in good and challenging times today and tomorrow.
Well, I think that's a key point right there. Not only good, but the challenging times. And a lot of folks may be going through some of that right now in different parts of Ohio or the Midwest, even after some of the weather incidents we've had. And like agriculture is, it's cyclical. There were some good years, but maybe not so much for a lot of folks this past year.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things is, you know, we think about the farm credit system and being the largest agricultural lender in the nation. And one of the things for us at Farm Credit Mid-America, I mean, we understand that cyclical nature of agriculture. Every industry cycles. Agricultural industry is no different. And so specific to our portfolio, I think from specifically a row crop producer perspective, one of the things that we've seen is most of our customers have entered into this downturn in the economic cycle with a pretty strong financial position. They're coming off of multiple years of, you know, having high net farm income, really strong years of yield, and that's positioned them well and enabled them to be in a strong position to kind of weather this tighter margin, at least in the short term. And I know we were talking just a little bit ago, you know, having that strong financial position and being able to weather that in the short term, you still have to look at what adjustments that you need to be making. I mean, you think about your fixed cost structure specifically. And making those decisions now, because you know, we are where we are today, and we're in this down cycle right now, and decisions that we've made previously in our farm operations are what they are. Sure. Right? And so the decisions that we decide to make today are going to determine what position we're in during the next ag cycle.
And my guest today is Tara Durbin with Farm Credit Mid-America. Tara, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for the update.
Hey, thanks, Dusty, for the update. You can find this full interview at ohioagnet.com. Stay tuned. We'll be back with today's weather after this.
Attention Ohio businesses. Join the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation for the 2025 Ohio Safety Congress and Expo, April 16th through the 18th at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. Connect with industry experts, have hands-on training sessions, explore cutting-edge safety solutions with over 300 exhibitors. Whether you're looking to reduce risks, enhance productivity, or build a stronger safety culture, the Ohio Safety Congress is for you. Register at www.ohiosafetycongress.com. It's free.
Do you know where the kids are?
Yeah, they're just right over there. A child dies in an agriculture-related accident every 3 days. Every day, at least 33 kids are injured. 60% of them were not working when they were injured. Let's make sure the next generation is safe. No children are safe before moving equipment. This message brought to you by the Ohio AgNet, OSU Extension Ag Safety and Health Team, and this station.
You're tuning back in on the Ohio AgNet. Today's weather brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
Warmer air taking control over Ohio today. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at that Ohio Ag weather update. Sunshine, blue sky, and above normal temperatures for today. We're going to be even warmer tomorrow on strong southwest flow that bumps temperatures up dramatically. It will be windy, some wind gusts later today and especially tomorrow in that 20 to 30 range, but it's all ahead of our next weather system that shows up overnight Wednesday night, tomorrow night into Thursday. That frontal boundary is going to bring rain. 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch is what I'm looking at. I won't rule out rain ending as some sloppy wet snowflake action at Thursday morning to midday, but otherwise I think we're just cloudy and colder for Thursday. We stay chilly on Friday before a slight temperature moderation overnight Friday night into early Saturday. There is a minor disturbance that's moving through the Missouri Valley and into the Ohio Valley for overnight Friday night into Saturday. That can trigger some rain from I-70 southward, anywhere from 1/10 to 5/10 of an inch, half an inch, coverage around 80% of the area south of I-70 early Saturday. That's gone by Sunday, and we are looking at mixed clouds and sun with a cool afternoon Sunday. Into next week, we start with rain Monday into early Tuesday. It's a cold rain, maybe even some wet snowflakes in there as well. We'll watch that closely. And then we see temperatures moderate later in the week, but we're never really done with precipitation. We've got another chance Wednesday, perhaps another chance late in the week on Friday. Minor rain threats, but they are rain threats, so I don't think we do a lot of wholesale drying next week. That's the way your forecast is stacking up. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. Well, the United States has reached out to Denmark and other European nations asking if they can export eggs as Americans face surging egg prices. The request from the United States Department of Agriculture coincides with a raft of new U.S. tariffs on countries including in Europe and the threat of more. President Donald Trump has also threatened economic sanctions unless Denmark hands over the control of Greenland to the United States. U.S. wholesale egg prices are shattering records as an accelerating outbreak of bird flu in laying hens slashes supplies. Trump promised to lower egg prices on the first day in office, but prices have increased by 59% on a year-on-year basis in February, which was the first full month of his administration. Well, Brazilian soybean farmers will reap an even bigger crop in the 2024-25 season than previously expected, according to forecast released by crop agency CONAB, as deepening trade tensions are likely to increase demand from China. Brazil's soybean crop, which farmers are harvesting now, is expected to total over 167 million tons, about 1.3 million tons more than CONAB's February forecast, and above the all-time record of 155 million tons in the 2022-23 season. CONAB data also showed that more than 105 million tons of that production will be exported, up 7% from the previous season. Brazil, the world's largest producer and exporter of oilseed, competes with the United States and Argentina in global markets and sells most of its soybeans to China, which processes it domestically for oil and livestock feed. Chinese demand for Brazilian exports is likely to increase after Beijing imposed import levies on United States agricultural and food products, including soybeans, earlier this month, in response to Trump administration's tariff hikes on Chinese goods. Well, with today being National Agricultural Day and this week being National Agricultural Week, it puts the spotlight on the nation's food, fiber, and forest products and those who produce them. Let's check in with Rod Bain from the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
National Agriculture Day Tuesday, part of National Ag Week, a celebration of American agriculture. And as Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins observes,
National Ag Day, I think, is the opportunity to come together, to celebrate, to elevate, to honor what has truly made America the greatest country in the history of the world.
It's farmers and ranchers, it's agricultural history and agrarian legacy.
Ag Day is kind of the culmination of that. It's not just a look back, but for me, and perhaps more exciting, is it's a look forward and what we can do do to help continue our farmers and our ranchers to achieve new heights of prosperity moving forward.
Among the observations, a program at USDA headquarters featuring winners of the National Ag Day Video Essay Contest. First place this year was awarded to Tongvei Nguyen of Florida.
Farmers today face major challenges, but innovation is changing the game. From AI-powered tractors to hydroponic farming, technology is shaping the future of food.
I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
Thanks, Rod, for the update. Well, the Fertilizer Institute praised President Donald Trump for signing an executive order that continues his long-standing recognition for the importance of fertilizers to farmers and the overall U.S. agriculture economy. The president's action ensures that Canadian and Mexican imports of fertilizers meeting USMCA preference status will be subject to no duty while this round of tariffs remains in effect. Additionally, the executive order further establishes that potash imports from Canada and Mexico lacking USMCA preference status will be subject to reduced import tariffs by 10%. President Trump has long been supportive of U.S. farmers and rural communities, said the Fertilizer Institute CEO and president Corey Rosenbusch. As the important spring planting season kicks off on farms around the country, the president's recognition of the critical nature of fertilizers will ensure that growers have access to the vital crop nutrients that make possible bountiful harvests and profitable grower operations. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the grain analysis and your overnight markets after this. Don't miss out on a huge inventory of trucks and heavy equipment coming up for bid in the Ritchie Brothers Great Lakes Regional Sales Event, March 27th and 28th. All of our vehicles and equipment are always available for you to browse and inspect before the sale, both in person and online, so you never miss a detail. Register online today so you can take part and get ready to bid on a variety of assets that include truck tractors, van trucks, van trailers, excavators, flatbed trailers, and so much more. Visit rbauction.com to learn more and get registered. Today's market analysis is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company, excited to be building the newest state-of-the-art soybean crush facility in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Call 574-566-2113 for information on soybean marketing to LDC. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished the Monday trading session a little bit higher, led by a massive move in the wheat markets. Once again, we saw the spread between Kansas City and Chicago grow during the Monday trading session. Kansas City up 14 to nearly 20 cents. Chicago up about 10 to 12 cents overall. That KC-Chicago spread has gained about 45 cents in the past couple of weeks. Currently a 35-cent premium to May Chicago versus the May Kansas City. That tells you that the biggest issue here on the wheat is lying in the Central Plains. A lot of moisture out there over the winter. Had several snow events that put decent moisture into the soil profile, but the strong, very warm winds as of late sucking moisture right out, and the expectation is that the crop progress reports how good the crop looks out in that part of the world is not going to be all that exciting. Now you put that together with some concerns about dry weather also in China and in the Black Sea area, and you've got a little bit of a story here on the wheat. The other big story yesterday was the NOPA crush report. That data was bearish. Honestly, to see the soybean market down only fractionally on the nearby was kind of surprising when the closing bell rang. The crush was less than expected at 177.9 million bushels of soybeans, down 10 million from the trade expectations. Soy oil stocks grew to about 1.5 billion pounds. Soy oil stocks are 42 million pounds more than the industry average. Most market watchers are seeing the NOPA report as statistical fodder for the WASDE to reduce soybean crush forecast. Part of it's coming back to those 45Z tax credits. I think it's going to be kind of a flip-flop back and forth. It's lower crush, yes, but the bigger story probably comes back to tariffs. We heard from a trade representative that once the tariffs go back on at Mexico and Canada as of April 2nd, that's going to be used as a springboard to get into new trade agreement negotiations with at least those two groups and maybe China as well. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Now looking at your overnight trade, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. May corn 461.5, up a half a cent. December new crop corn 456.25, up 2 1/4. May soybeans 1016.5, up a penny. November soybeans 1020, up 1 1/2. July wheat 589, up 4 cents. Looking at livestock from yesterday's close, April live cattle 205.02, up $1.85. June live cattle 201.07, up $1.72. April lean hogs 88.07 up $1.45. May lean hogs 91.45 up $2.25. April feeder cattle 284.20 up $3, and May feeder cattle 285.30 up $2.65. Thanks for joining us. This is the Ohio AgNet.